Feasting on Agriculture with A.J. Sabine is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Hey there folks, I'm A.J. Sabine and welcome to another exciting Feasting on Agriculture. I'm here in Lake Charles and I have a question for you. What do you get when you combine a beautiful lake city, a protege of the great Thomas Keller of the French Laundry, and farm to table? You get Restaurant Calla. Joining us now is Chef David Sorrells of Restaurant Calla. Thank you so much for having us. What are we cooking today?
We are cooking a 44 Farms chicken fried steak with local green beans and some mashed potatoes. We're also covering the chicken fried steak with a crawfish and black pepper gravy.
I cannot wait. That sounds wonderful. Let's get started.
You bet. So I've done a couple things already in this pot. This is going to be our gravy. All right, so what I've done is I've actually taken a shellfish stock and I've reduced it almost down to a syrup. I've added milk. The milk we also get locally from Hillcrest Creamery right here in DeRidder, Louisiana.
Really?
So I'm going to heat this up. And basically, like I said, it's almost there. I've also made a...
No, what is this?
This is a beurre monnaie.
What is it? Explain it. I don't even know what that is.
So a beurre monnaie is basically an uncooked roux.
Okay.
All right, so what we're done is equal parts flour and sugar, and it's very pliable, as you can see. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to add enough to this milk mixture to get the consistency I want.
So like a thickener, right?
Exactly. It's going to thicken it up, and just like anything else, you know, you want it to come back up to a boil to get its full thickening power.
You know, Chef, you mentioned about that you got the dairy from a farmer here nearby in DeRidder. Why is that so important to your restaurant to have the fresh ingredients created by a local farmer?
I think for several reasons. I think one of the main reasons is it shows that we support our community. On the other hand, it's got to be good. And so there's a lot of terroir that takes place. There's a lot of, you know, I can go to the store and buy milk and it tastes great. I love milk. But when I buy this milk from DeRidder, it actually has a grassy taste to it. And I don't know if that's just because that's out what the cows eat and it's local, but it makes me feel better supporting people that live here in this area.
Now I know that you're a protege of the great chef Thomas Keller of the French Laundry out of California. What are some of those lessons about farm to table that he taught you while you worked there?
Well, we were very fortunate in Napa at the French Laundry. We had our own farm, and we got to grow and plant and do a lot of those things.
How have people received your cuisine here in Lake Charles?
I think very well. We do a lot of different things. My background is obviously fine dining, but you know, as I've gotten older, I've realized that it doesn't matter what your background is. There's an emotional connection with cooking. There's we all have chefs call them vices, and they're not vices. One of mine is Whataburger. I can't pass one up. So we call them vices, but it's because it sparks that emotional memory, and that's what food's about. So more so than what we do and what we cook, I'm confident in what we do here. My team is incredible. What we try to really preach is sit down, fellowship, because that's going to create memories, and that's what being around the table is really about. So here I've got the sauce thickened where we need it, and I'm going to go ahead and add quite a bit of black pepper. This is fresh Tella cherries, so we're going to just grind a bunch in, and then we're going to add Louisiana crawfish.
Great.
One of the best ingredients here, and especially here in Cajun country, is, you know, rice and crawfish.
I'm very well acquainted with many rice farmers and many crawfish producers, particularly here in Calcasieu Parish.
So I'm going to start the green beans.
Okay.
Basically, we do have back here some mashed potatoes that we kind of made ahead of time. We really like to put a lot of butter in ours, so I just wanted to make sure they weren't going to break.
I'm on the butter train. Matter of fact, I'm driving the butter train.
We're just going to put a little bit of really thinly sliced bacon in here, and I just want to, basically that's just going to add some flavor to the green beans. The green beans are local. They're actually from M&M Ranch here in Moss Bluff. Stacy Mack is one of the farmers there, and we buy several things from her every week.
So once you render the bacon, what's next?
So I'm going to just add the green beans. What we've done is this is a good example of, obviously our local green beans, which are nice and plump and firm and very beautiful. What I've done is I've already blanched them off. So I brought a big pot of salted water to a boil. So I'm just going to add these green beans. Like I said, they're already really al dente where I want them. And we're just going to finish this in a pan. At this time, I'm going to also start my chicken fried steak. Just like any other steak, we're going to season this just a little bit. I've got seasoning in every, I'm a big proponent of seasoning everything.
That's a beautiful piece of meat.
It is. Like I said, I don't want to lie about the numbers, but something about 44 Farms and the cattle that they take to the feedlots, I want to say 70% of their cattle grade prime. And we're just going to dredge the steak in there first. Make sure we get it good and coated. We're going to do a little double dipping.
Okay.
So we're going to go back.
You won't hear me complain about that.
We'll get a good coat on this steak.
And you've already got your cast iron skillet.
I do. I've got it. It's around 350 degrees.
And that's my thing. I have a huge, I'm a big fan of cast iron. On every one of these segments, I talk to chefs about why they favor cast iron, and they all say the same thing. I mean, it holds the heat well, it cooks evenly, and they last forever.
That's right.
All right, folks. Chef David said these green beans are almost done. When we get back, I'll show you how this beautiful chicken fried steak dish comes together. Stick around. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're out of the kitchen and in the dining room of Restaurant Calla. Chef David Sorrells.
Sorrells?
This looks marvelous.
Tell
folks again, remind us what all went into this great recipe.
So we used a great piece of meat from 44 Farms in Cameron, Texas. We used their cutlet. So we did a chicken fried steak. We topped that with a crawfish and black pepper gravy. We did mashed potatoes with our special recipe that's got a lot of butter in it. You'll taste it. And then a local green bean, and basically just added some bacon to that. So it's very much a home-style comfort food dish.
Speaking of comfort, you forgot something. The pillow, because I'm going to need a nap after this.
Yes, we've got them right behind you.
And as the French would say, you've got a great accoutrement.
That's right.
Shazam! What is that?
That's, this year we do a lot with our drinks as well, that very seasonal. And so this is our eggnog. Absolutely. It's got American honey in it, egg, cream, all the good stuff.
All right. Well, you know what, Chef, and folks at home or on the internet, wherever you are, this is my favorite part of the Feasting on Agriculture segment. I'm going to dive right into this beautiful crawfish. And I like how you got it on a cutting board.
That's right.
How apropos.
Right.
See, French Laundry, French.
Uh-huh.
You pick up what I'm putting down?
I see what you did there.
Okay.
Awesome.
That is amazing. So good. And I get to wash that chicken fried steak down with this eggnog?
That's right.
Okay. All right, folks, if I pass out, you know that's a really mighty potent eggnog. Oh. This is fantastic.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Can I just sip on this?
You can have all of it. Absolutely.
Oh, man, this is great. Chef David, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Restaurant Calla. Absolutely amazing. Folks at home, if you want more information about Chef David or Restaurant Calla or Louisiana beef or Louisiana crawfish, you can always log on to our website at twilatv.org. That's all from here, folks. Thanks again, Chef. We'll see you next time.
Feasting on Agriculture with A.J. Sabine was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, Ask Before You Eat, by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, Think Rice, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.